Hi. Next, we're going to read The Year of Miss Agnes. It's by Kirkpatrick Hill. Chapter 1. What will happen now? I asked Mama as we watched the plane take the teacher away. Maybe no more school. Mama twitched her shoulder a little to show she didn't care. Mama never went to school much, just a few months here and there when her family wasn't trapping or out at spring muskrat camp. She said she hated school when she was little. The little plane circled our village and then flew low over Anderson's store and waggled its wings at us. That was Sam White, the pilot, saying goodbye to us. It was Sam White laughing, too. Sam thought nearly everything was funny. He had just landed with the mail, and there the new teacher was, waiting for him when he opened the door of his cockpit. She pushed right through the rest of us and started talking before Sam even got to say hello. Wait for me. It'll only take a minute, she'd said. Please take me back to town. I can't stay in this place for another second. And he'd waited, and she'd come tumbling out of her little cabin, leaving the door open, leaving everything behind but the 2 suitcases she carried. It was kind of funny how she looked. I could tell Sam thought so, the way he winked at us. And then Sam helped her into the plane, and the engine roared, and they were up and over the spruce trees and on their way. I knew what she would tell Sam. She'd tell how Amy Barrington had gotten mad and had busted in her door because the teacher brought mucklucks from Julia Pitka instead of her. And she'd tell about the big boys who didn't listen. And she'd tell about the fish. When we brought our lunch to school, it would always be fish. Salmon strips or coonseek, dried fish eggs, to eat on pilot crackers. Or half-dried fish. The oil would get on the little kids' faces and on the desks. Heavens, don't you ever eat anything but fish? And she'd make us go to the basin and try to scrub the fish smell away with lots of Fell's naphtha soap. And then with a bad face, she'd scrub the oily ring from the wash basin. That one time, she pushed Plasker away from her desk when she was helping him with his arithmetic. You smell of fish, she'd said, real mad, with her teeth together. Plasker looked scared. I was helping my old man bail whitefish, he said. He was pretty nervous, wiping his hands on his pants as if that would help. The teacher told him to sit down, and she didn't even help him with his arithmetic. There were tears in her eyes. Right there, we knew she wasn't going to stay with us. We had a whole bunch of teachers since I started school here, back when I was 6. Some left before the year was over. Some stayed a whole school year, but none ever came back after the summer. Sometimes we could see the look on their faces the first week they were here, cleaning out their little cabin, putting up pictures on the walls. The one who looked mean from the first lasted the longest. The ones who smiled all the time and pretended to like everything are the ones who didn't last. Maybe they were running out of teachers and wouldn't get a new one. But in just 1 week, Sam brought us a new teacher. I was helping old man Anderson in the store when Sam came in. It was my job to cross off every day on the calendar with an X so old man Anderson wouldn't get mixed up and forget what day it was. And it was our first day of a new month, so I had to tear the last month off too. October 1st it was now, 1948. Sam was really big and tall, and when I was little, he used to lift me up and make my head touch the ceiling. Now I was too big for that, so he just stuck me on top of the counter. Fred, I brought you a new teacher. I kidnapped her. What do you think about that? I had a bad feeling about that, so I asked him, is she nice? Oh ho, said Sam. This one's got a little mileage. You kids aren't going to get away with nothing. That didn't sound like she was going to be nice, so I wiggled down off the counter. I wanted to go have a look at her.